Smart Sidebar slider adds a new slider to your website with a twist. All tabs added by this plugin are hidden behind the tab on the left or the right side of the screen. This is very useful if you have a theme that lacks sidebar, or you have a lot of content you want to include in the sidebars, but there is no space in normal theme sidebars. So with this plugin you can add one or more sidebars, and you can set up rules on how to display sidebars on different pages. But let's start from the beginning. Sidebars can be fixed or absolutely positioned. If you set to fixed, then sidebars will keep their position and they will be fixed even when you are scrolling the page. This way users always have access to those sidebars regardless of the screen size, and all this works very well with small screens. Then when you create new sidebars, these are the values each sidebar will inherit in some sort of a starting point for newly added sidebars. That's top offset, internal padding for sidebars container, and width and height. And we have some auto tab positioning settings that we'll see a bit later. Let's start by adding a sidebar. You need to set name and description. Both these values are used on this widgets panel, so you can identify each of your new sidebars easier. You need to set style. There are several pre-built styles, and we'll see later how to add styles through styler. You can set location to right or left, and top offset based on global settings for top offset. Same goes for width, height, and padding. For each sidebar you can add extra CSS class that will be applied to the whole sidebar, and also separate classes for container and tab control. For tab you need to set label, a rotation for tab, in width and height. Rotation is needed if you have a textual content for the label. It is useful to show it on the side, and we'll see how that looks a bit later. And you have options to control animation for opening and closing sidebar. Once we do all this, sidebar settings are saved. When you go back, you will see sidebar, and rules are set to show it site-wide. So all pages will be on all pages this sidebar will be visible. Let's see how it looks. First, here it is, new sidebar, and you can add some widgets there. Let's add pages and archives. If you now reload your website, sidebar appears here. It is fixed, so if you scroll the page, it's still there. Open it, and two widgets we added inside are visible. Plugin uses a nano scroller to replace standard scroll control, and it looks and works fine on all devices, even mobile and small screen devices. That's it. Very simple to add and use. Let's go back to editor. Let's add another sidebar. Set its color to blue. We'll set it to the left side. Everything else is the same. Let's call this one flare, and if you reload the page, you will see now we have two. This one is currently empty. Also notice this. If you open both of them, you see that they go, they look like this. If we make page smaller, sidebars will also change height, so they will always be on screen. If your device is smaller in width, then the sidebars will be resized during display, and if there is no space to open both, only one will be open and the others hidden while one is open. Let's add a player from Smart Audio Playlists plugin. We'll give it some, let's say, this style, and save. And also we can add a list of playlists. And here it is. As you can see, you can add complex controls and widgets inside. It is fully functional. Okay, now we have two sidebars, and let's see some other things we can do. As you can see, both sidebars are set to site-wide. To change that, we'll open Edit Rules here. And right now, as I said, it is on site-wide. Also, you have manual activation filter, and this filter is unique for each sidebar, and you need to pass true or false to this filter to change if the sidebar is visible or not on any page. But what is more interesting is here. If you set this to manual only, this sidebar will be hidden by default and only activated through this filter. And you have custom rules. Here they are. There are several things considered as custom rules, and you can activate each one and adjust each one after that. So you can display the sidebar on any post type archives pages belonging to selected post types. We have only one custom post type, so it's here. Also, you have single posts pages, so you can display it on single posts, single pages, media pages, or playlists. And you can add list of IDs, and only posts or pages with listed IDs will be used to display this sidebar. For taxonomies, you have a list of taxonomies, so if a page is archived for selected taxonomies, it will display sidebar also. Same goes for date-based archives and some specific pages like front page for search results and author archives. And especially, plugin has a way to detect to detect content specific to some plugins. It's BBPress, BuddyPress, WooCommerce, GigaShop, and our Smart Audio Playlists plugin. So you can enable it for that too. For this test, we'll enable it only on playlists pages. If you reload home page now, you will see only one sidebar. The other one is not visible on this type of page. But if you go to archive for playlists, sidebar is here again. So the rule is met. We can add more rules here. So okay, let's see this first. If you go to this is category archive for blog. It's not visible also, but we can enable it for categories. Open again category, and Sidebar is here. So using these rules you can control how when the sidebar will be displayed. There are a lot of things you can do differently, and that's why there are filters here, so you can create more specific filters that will target specific categories. It's quite impractical to create such a complex rule selection. It's easy to do it using filters, and you can find examples in documentation. Now let's see what happens if we want to put both sidebars on the same side, or if you want to put more than two sidebars and all on the same side. Let's move this to the right. There are two sidebars here, but you cannot see it because they are overlapping. So you need to move a tab control for the second one lower. So we'll move it to this position. And now we see both of them. If you open one, the other one will be hidden. Once you close it, both appear again. But if you use custom rules, if you use multiple sidebars, this is not a very practical thing to do, because you will have tabs out of position. And if you go now to some pages that let's say we go to this page here. No, we go to home page. We only have this one, but it's displayed here because we put it there. That's why we have a global settings called auto position. If you enable this, plugin will ignore offset for tabs, and this tab will be displayed on top. If you go on a page where you have more than one sidebar, they will be displayed like this. So plugin will take care of positioning tabs regardless of how many tabs sidebars you have and which side each sidebar is. There is one option we need to see yet. For this sidebar we have title rotated like this. If you disable rotation, sidebar will appear like this. You can use it both ways. Anything you want will work. You can also use icons for tabs, so you can add any HTML here. So we'll see how to add a font icon from Font Awesome. Let's choose one icon here. Here is the HTML for this icon. We'll put it here. We will put same size for width and height of the tab. If you go back to sidebars, if you don't have Font Awesome active, you will not see label here, but we are loading Font Awesome on the website, and here it is, looking very nice here. So you can have tabs that use font icons, they can use text, so whatever you need to make it work. You can make all tabs use icons. It is important that you load Font Awesome if you want to use it, or use some other font icon font that is available. When you're working with sidebars, you can copy a sidebar, and everything for this sidebar will be duplicated, and you only need to add widgets. And there is one more thing we need to see, and that is styler. Plugin comes with several styles, but if you want to create more, you can do it here. So this is our editor. So we want to make dark red. We don't want border, and we need to set colors. We'll use white, and for links we'll use something like this. Tab will be also white, and we want some other font, a bit large. So this is it. You can also control scroller. We'll put it like this. Okay, nice. We'll call it any way you want, so let's leave it like this. This is a new style. So we go to sidebars, edit sidebar we want, and select our new style from here. And there it goes. There are some cases that you will need a custom CSS like this. This widget here uses a bit darker colors, so you will need to adjust CSS based on what widgets you use and what you set for individual colors, because you can through styler you can set global styles like text or link, but some specific styles cannot be changed because there are too many widgets available, so you will need to make some manual style adjustments, and that's it. Nothing more here you need to know. In documentation you can find information on how to create custom styles with full CSS, so whatever you need to do you can. If we go back to widgets editor, it is important to know that you can put any type of widgets inside these sidebars, but as I said, some widgets might require some extra styling changes, so you can experiment and see if widgets you want to use will work fine or not. If we add calendar widget here, as you can see it looks good, but some colors cannot be modified like this, so you will need custom styling. For most widgets this will work just fine. Anyway, making some small styling adjustments is not a big deal, and you can add such customizations to any theme. There is no limit in how many sidebars you can add, but be careful with adding too many of them, because if you have too many sidebars active at the same time, that means that you have a lot of widgets loaded inside, so that can be a performance problem, but that all depends on type of widgets and what type of content you want to display. As the plugin goes, there is no limit in number of sidebars, and they can be set quite differently. I only recommend using auto position for tabs, so the plugin can take care of vertical position for each sidebar tab. Everything else is up to you. If you need custom colors, create new styles using styler, or create fully custom CSS for tabs and integrate it using plugin instructions PDF. If you need, you can export all style, sidebar settings and plugin settings and import them back on another website using export and import tool.